there. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're live. Yeah. I did it right this time.
This time.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But indeed. Welcome all to Writercastle Steegilworferr, stream number 5. This is a party stream for sure. And, it takes place in spirit in the ballroom. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, was I going to say something? Yeah, I can just wait a bit. Maybe we could do introductions first. And just as I say that, I see Portia roll in. I think maybe her internet's not quite caught up yet because, her actual box isn't isn't even. Oh, okay, there you are. Hi, Portia. Can you hear us? Portia?
Hey, dear.
Oh no, I think her computer's fighting her.
Oh,
Yeah.
The gremlins.
Yeah, it'd be that way.
It do.
I feel like we're kind of like snooping on Portia right now.
Don't pick your nose, dear.
Everyone just watching Portia, huh? But yeah, we could do introductions, I think, at this point.
Bring it on. I'll kick it off.
Natalie, would you like to start us off?
I'm moving the needle as we go on. Yeah, I'm Natalie Locke. I take charge when things seem to be dragging, which is probably why I'm helpful when it comes to the riddles, because I ask the questions, but I can never solve them. So it's like I'll push everyone to the finish line, but I can't cross myself. Do a lot of flash fiction right now. I've written 2 manuscripts, and my website, natalielockbooks.com, actually has a few of my flashes up there. And I just got a rejection letter for for some of my flashes, so they're going to go up on my website soon anyways.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Why not, right?
Consolation prize. So, and I will go on mute as I have a pile of Halloween candy in front of me that I'm going through that I said would last me for this stream, but let's be honest. It's going to last until the first sprint.
You might have to pace yourself a bit there.
What's that? Okay. But yeah, that's me.
You really said that like you meant it. That was great.
Oh, yeah. That's the issue about my tried sense of humor. People are like, she's serious? Because there will be no smirk afterwards. And, Portia went off. And there will be no smirk afterwards to let you know that I was kidding. Yeah. It bites me in the butt a few times. So, but yeah, that's me.
I'm sure it's kind of like a double-edged sword or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sir Gray of Taxes.
You put an R in there that's not there.
Sir Gay of Taxes?
There you go.
Sorry.
Yeah, someone in the was it second stream read Sir Gay of Taxes instead of Sir Gray of Texas like I had it. So I switched it to Sir Gay of Taxes.
Yeah,
it fits. What do everybody? My name is Grayson Wild and I write with pride. I like diving into fantasies and warm mugs of coffee. I've been working on Bewitched, and so far for the write-athon I have 5,158 words. So I already smashed my own goal with that so far. I keep forgetting to mention the fact that I have a Ko-fi, and also the fact that I've been doing commissions for maps, because everyone was shocked at last stream about the map thing. I was like, I thought I mentioned it. I have.
Yeah, I did. I think I did catch that part. Awesome.
Hi everybody, I'm Heather. I make random little videos about books and things that I like to make, and yeah, that's about it for me. I just like joining the streams and hanging out with everybody.
Woot. And I'm Michael. This is my write-athon. And yeah, I do. I'm an author tuber. I do the author tube streaming things. I hope you're having a good time so far and a productive one as well. And, if you are writing, not that you need to be or anything, I hope that you're getting the words and everything, all the good words, and lots of the good words, But yeah,
From what I've been seeing, everyone's
I'm
been
happy to
really
have you here.
productive.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. There's still a long way to go too. Like at least in Eastern time, there's the whole night to burn, right? So still lots of time for sure. Indeed. Yeah, we're on stream 5 of 12. Yeah, so yeah. Let's kind of go through the comments. I know there's a lot, but we'll do our bestest.
While you're
For
clicking
sure.
through, I just want to caveat. You see me popping pills. First off, they're prescribed. They're antibiotics. And it's because I just found out that one, apparently my cold is trending. It's RSV. And that's what I've had for the past 3 weeks that I've just discovered.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I'm on antibiotics, even though that's kind of counterproductive with viruses because viruses are kind of like run their course. But it's helping because I had a massive migraine 2 days ago, and now I can actually get through the day. So that's why I'm hydrating poorly because I got to treat myself. Only water socks, so I'll do Powerade.
Okay.
And then I got Halloween candy because I can't just be completely healthy while I'm trying to get healthy. This is counterintuitive, I know, but don't judge me. Moving on.
The candy's for the soul, right? For sure.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Hi, Eva. Hi, Gwenna. How are you? Cool Gamer, hi. Just a sec here. Eva read it as Sergey of Texas. But no, it's Texas. I think those are two things that are very sure in life, right? Taxes and Texas, apparently. Indeed. Woot to this. And this also. Indeed. Let me just see here. Morgan. Hi, Morgan.
Hey, dear.
Eva, RSV is pretty serious for itty-bitty babies. 'Tis the season. Be safe, all. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so if I have a
Flu
fever, I'm
season for
supposed
sure
to
now.
avoid all children completely. I mean, technically avoid all people. Speaking of children, one moment.
And Charity is here. Hi. Hello, all. Thanks for these streams. They're so helpful. Oh, awesome.
Let's just face it. We do these streams to not we do them, but we do streams and be in the chat for streams. But we do it because we are like what is it called? Peer pressuring ourselves that if we're watching people be productive, that we will finally get to that to-do list that we've been putting off. Even if it's just open the document sometimes.
Yeah.
I do it to body double because my ADHD doesn't allow me to do anything unless I have someone else beside me.
That makes sense. No, that does.
Accountability.
Yeah. We've gone through the chat.
Portia, you want to introduce yourself since we did all?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah,
I got you.
made it, Portia. We were kind of snooping on you. You couldn't hear us or anything. We were kind of
anything. Okay, so I need a new computer, and so I'm gonna have to stop being frugal and make that happen sooner rather than later. But hi, people of the Writeathon. I'm Portia. You all know me, Portia of the Procrastination Tribe. Today, I'm Portia of the Tech Issues crew. Hi.
Oh my.
I hope you all have been enjoying your Writeathon. I have gotten 0 words of my 10,000 word goal for the write-a-thon. So let's see what happens. Let's shake it up and see if I can get any words.
Yeah, totally. I do regret to inform you it is a party stream, Portia. But
Oh no.
I like to party. Look,
I mean, she came with the right spirit, though.
yeah.
Exactly.
She always does.
I'm fine with this because what have I been doing all day if not partying since I've gotten no words? Like what even is today?
And what is
What
this?
is time?
What is this? Me throwing Portia a twist? What a shocker, right?
I
Yeah.
wasn't sure what party meant, so I was like, does that mean like party, like literal party, or like a writing party? Hey, Jabria, hi.
This is for you, Portia, with love from Jabria. Right, yeah.
So
and this is for you, Grayson, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, but why don't we go ahead and get into the game? So some of you will be familiar with this. A lot won't be. So I'll for sure go over everything. It's basically just a sort of like what's the thing I'm looking for? Like build your own adventure kind of game, but totally verbal and yeah, it's also something that everyone on screen and in chat can participate in. So yeah, but what I've actually got is, so it's called Steegilworferr. Okay, I've played this on my channel like I think it's 4 times now. But Steegilworferr indeed does stand for, just a sec here, Stream of Consciousness Adventuring by Exciting Relay. Okay. I see I'm getting a reaction already from Natalie. But I've got a series of banners here. I'll go ahead and go over them and read them out. But how to play. The game will begin with a descriptive banner. This will serve as a starting point for our narrative. We'll start with the first guest host and go around the screen with the chat having its turn as well. Each time a command will be given to me. And with each command, I'll propel the story forward. A command can be a basic, you begin walking. Or it can add to the story by a little or a lot before concluding in a direct request. Once the chat has had its turn, we'll cycle back to the first guest host. There are 2 important things to remember. Number 1, this is a stream of consciousness game that doesn't require world building, theme building, planning ahead, or anything rigorous in a literary sense. Number 2, you can be super creative. As you say, for example, you begin walking towards the person you see not far away. You give a proper command, but also introduce an obvious new development. With all that said, enjoy the game. So I do know that Portia's played this before. She's made the Clippians famous, in fact. But yeah. So does that sound okay? Does that sound good? I know it might sound complicated, but it's super, super simple. It's just, and I know Portia can second this. It's just a super simple game. once you get into it, and really by
No
like
offense, Michael, but I never take your opinion when you say something simple or hard. I feel your barometer is completely off what my barometer is, but I am more than excited to head towards
yeah,
this
I
game
think
that I've never played
within
before.
even
Mostly because
just
I'm competitive.
even in just a couple of minutes, you'll all see that it's really just a really simple game. But I'll go ahead and get into our sort of premise. So I've actually, because this is sort of a special edition of Sokober, I've kind of made quite an elaborate quite an elaborate premise. But
You just said it's simple, and now you're like, oh, I made an elaborate one.
well, you'll see. It's like elaborate as
things.
in just sort of like more grand or whatever. But
even though your instructions said
Yeah.
this is a stream of consciousness, you don't need to theme build, world build, and stuff.
well, I've kind of tried
We've done
to
it for you.
Yes.
maybe I've tried to
So
put
it's a
some
fanfic.
effort in, or
Of something that I didn't realize I'm a fan of yet. All right.
So-
all right,
Our
bring it
so-
on.
sad story.
So here's our premise. The evening on this Saturday in early November has arrived. You're dressed and ready to go downstairs. Your room you've chosen for yourself on the 4th floor of Castle Steegilworferr may be small, but it's certainly cozy. 2 windows with lockable shutters look out into an adjacent hallway that's dark and silent. You blow out the candles in your 3-candle candelabra. Sorry. You also blow out the 2 lamps on the walls. You take up your remaining candle in its holder and close your door behind you. It isn't so dark you can't see where you're going, but your candle helps you make your way along the stone passage. This exact vicinity is dark all the time for being deep inside the castle. But by the time you turn a corner and get to a large corridor, there's light from a pair of high arched windows. You walk towards these windows, and then at the end of this hall, turn again to head down the stairs to the 3rd floor. Soon you can hear the voices of the others, and by the time you begin descending the royal staircase leading down to the main floor, you find yourself surrounded by the festive atmosphere as well as the light from the old royal chandelier. As you get to the main floor, you put your now extinguished candle down on a small table against the wall. You make your way to the ballroom, a short ways to the west of the staircase. You've been here already, but not with the 3 chandeliers all ablaze. The chamber is indeed exceptionally grand. And it's all the more exciting for your friends who are already here. The west windows show that the sun will be setting soon. But as you scan the faces, you see a man standing against the stone, against the wall alone. You don't recognize him, and he has a brooding demeanor. His arms are crossed. You catch him looking at you, but as you look at him, he looks away. The octet appears ready to begin with its music shortly. So that's our premise. Actually, I did forget to do one thing. I think I will go ahead and do it. I forgot to read out our poem that's dedicated to the ballroom. So every location has its own dedicated poem, and the castle as a whole also has a considerably longer one too. But yeah, I will actually go ahead. It'll just take a moment. But in case you haven't heard it yet, I'll go ahead and read the poem. Again, dedicated to the ballroom. So imagine a chamber embellished and grand, lit but not by electric bright means, golden and finished in rosewood throughout. west windows showing soft moonlit scenes. The ceiling is filled by a fresco of beauty, done by a German whose brush was his home. In 3 years he finished in 1524, dreaming of what was in Florence and Rome. Don't be afraid to wear what you've brought and come to the ballroom on the main floor. The octet is set to start in a bit. Rare nights can be most special and more. So that's our poem for the ballroom. And so I've also now read through our premise for the game. So we should be, sort of all up to speed at this point. And so, Natalie, I guess you could go ahead and just start us off with a command. And it could be, anything you like.
Is this second person or first person?
I would say, I would actually say second person.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah.
So, because you fear that the man is gonna ask for a dance when you see him slightly flinch from leaning away from the wall, you grab the hand of your friend and take them to the dance floor.
Okay. So that's very good. I can take it from there.
Don't lie to me. Next.
So you find that the octet indeed was really ready to go, and within just a few minutes, as you chat with your friend that you've connected with, the music starts up, and indeed the first dance begins. Let me see. I think I could just about leave it at that. So I'll just kind of say maybe you enjoy your first dance with your friend, and it seems like it goes by in just the blink of an eye. So I believe Sergey of Texas or taxes or something. I think you're messing with me now. I think it's your turn. Would you like to give a command?
After the dance, you look around to see if you can find Mr. Broody, but you can't.
Oh. Okay. So indeed, you haven't even noticed that this stranger, for lack of a better word, has left. But indeed, as the dance ends and you look back to where he was standing against the wall, there's no one at all to be seen. You then, as the octet is taking a little bit of a break, you take the chance to kind of go over to the side of the ballroom and get yourself a refreshment, actually. So I believe that'll make it your turn, Heather. And I will also say, once we get around the screen and we finish with Portia, we can go to the chat, right? So the chat will also have its turn within the cycle. Then we can go back to Natalie again. But yeah.
I just want to say that you took away the thing that I was going to tell you to do. So no, I have to think of something else.
Oh, really? What happened?
You took away my thought. I was going to have you go get something to drink.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
We were mind melding right there. Okay, so
far out.
You were on your way to get your refreshment when out of the corner of your eye, you see a door open and you decide to go investigate.
Oh, okay. So, indeed, you do as such. You do. I'm not sure what's going on in the private chat. I just keep seeing the red bubble come up. Uh, uh, but sort of distracted as such. You do head over to the door that's just opened. It doesn't look like it's dark inside, but it is a small, as in just regular sized door, and it's definitely darker inside than in, the fully lit ballroom. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm going to kind of keep going. So you walk into the door and you see that there is a hallway. You see that you're in a hallway that runs parallel to the ballroom and probably held a lot of stuff a long time ago, like, chairs and tables and things like that, that would normally kind of be in the ballroom. But yeah, you suddenly realize that someone clearly did open the door from the inside, i.e. not from the ballroom side, like your side. Someone indeed did open this door from the other side, but now that you kind of try your best to peer down this very gloomy hallway and kind of look both ways, you don't see anyone. So I think that would make it your turn, Portia.
So, curious of what's down this hallway, but not wanting to get locked in, you take your shoes off, take off a sock, lodge the sock in the door so it can't shut all the way, and proceed to Christopher Walken walk down the dark hallway. Because you kind of want to like avoid the tables and chairs that you can't really see because it's dark. So you're just kind of giving a little, and you see that there's another door about 3/4 of the way down the hallway, and you wonder, could Mystery Man have gone in there?
I wonder if we're like stalking this man at this point. I mean, there's like 89 people in the ballroom.
Gave us the creep vibe first. I'm just saying.
But we're just like fixated on this guy. Okay.
He's trying to scare us. I guarantee you it's done now, because if I look up and see someone Christopher Walken walk towards me, I'm done.
So you said Christopher Walken walk, and for me, in my head, I was thinking of the Lonely Island song they did with Nicki Minaj, where it was "Do the Creep."
Okay, so I'm up, huh? So you're pretty sure that you've also seen this door open from the other side, and you begin to wonder, wait, is this some kind of a trap? Am I being like led away from everyone else deep into this 500 plus year old castle? What's going on here? Should I really be moving farther and farther away from the others and the ball and everything? So what you do is you go ahead and at least kind of like creep up to the opened door or doorway, and you look through the doorway, and there is a quite large chamber. And it's not restored or anything like that. It's definitely very old. It's not something anyone's really been in a lot over over the last few decades or more. And you see that there is a figure on the far side of this this chamber, leaning against the far wall, but you can't make out who this figure might be. You can't make out if it's the man or anything. But this figure's just standing there, leaning against the far wall of this rather large room. So yeah, I think so. Now it's the chat's turn. So chat, do put in your commands. We'll just wait a sec and pick one at random and run with it for sure. I might even catch up on this private chat here and see what's going on here.
Michael, no.
I'll go through it carefully during our first of two breaks. How's that sound? Oh, so like I'm planning 2 8-minute breaks for the stream, so now you can just take a break. You can get some popcorn or a snack or something to drink,
Or be like me and just have it at your desk within arm's reach.
Right.
I don't think I've stopped eating since the stream started.
So chat, do tell us what to do for sure. Give us a command. You know. Okay. So I see we've got a command from Heather. So hearing a cackle, you pull a dagger from your garter. Okay, so we've had a dagger all this time, huh?
I'm just imagining a man in a tuxedo with a garter right now. I love it, and I'm here for it.
Remember as well. Always come prepared.
So hearing a cackle, you pull a dagger from your garter, but you realize at the same time that the best, so to speak, the best offense is a good defense. So you decide to retreat back to the ballroom and not, sort of advance on anyone who might be cackling, and stab them and etc. All that. You go ahead and you replace your dagger, which you apparently had, and make your way back to the ballroom. You remember, of course, to put your socks and your shoes back on, and you head back into the light, and you close the door behind you. Yeah. So I guess then it'd be your turn, Natalie.
All right, hopefully you don't hear the candy too much, but it's gotten small enough where I can throw it in my mouth. Okay. The that's when you notice the entire ballroom is now empty. Everybody is gone. And there's a painting that was obscured from your view previously. An oil painting with the texture and stuff like that, but it's huge. It's like above one of the mini hearths that line the ballroom or something. I'm making this shit up now. Sorry, cussed. But the painting in question is actually of yourself in the black velvet attire that you are currently wearing.
Oh my. Okay.
Very off the wild.
So you find that this is quite bizarre because of how even the octet is gone, there's dead silence, and yet you cannot recall going into the parallel hallway or coming back out of it. You can't recall ever hearing the music stop or even fade away. You look towards, oh, bless you.
Thank you.
You you look towards the west-facing windows, and you can see that one set of doors leading out to the gallery is indeed opened. You kind of cautiously walk out to the middle of the ballroom. You look out also to towards the royal staircase. You can't see anyone at all or anything. You look at the immense oil painting of yourself, and it's indeed yourself, no doubt about it. And, you know, depicted in exactly, of course, what it is you're wearing on this night. And you're at a loss of what to do. So, Grayson, I believe it's your turn now.
I think with a very quiet, that'll do it. You turn and you start to head towards the nearest exit.
So you mean the exit that I just mentioned, like the one on the west side, leading out to the gallery, that one?
Whatever's
or you mean
to get out of the castle, you head towards.
Oh, you mean like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying head back, like out towards the grand staircase. Okay. So trying not to panic or anything like that, you head out of the ballroom. You actually do grab a refreshment since it's kind of on your way. You figure, why not, you know? The lemonade looks tasty, so you go ahead and grab yourself a cup on your way out of the ballroom. You notice that the entire royal chandelier is now unlit. And you think to yourself, oh yeah, just a second ago as I was in the ballroom looking out into the main area, it was rather dark, or very dark even. So you realize, you kind of put two and two together, this is why. In fact, you suddenly realize that all of the lights, all of the candles, I should say, outside of the ballroom are extinguished, except for one candle. It's actually your candle that you set on the small table by the wall. You wonder how your candle has suddenly become, lit again. But with no other sort of option, you go ahead and pick your candle up again in its candle holder, and you make your way to the front door. You try it, but it's solidly locked. So, Heather, I think that'll make it your turn now. And actually, I think Heather, after your turn, I think we'll go ahead and take our first 8-minute break. How's that sound? Are you muted there, Natalie? Or okay. But it's your turn now, Heather.
Well, I guess you decided to turn back around from the door that won't open. And let's see. There, I don't know. Did you say there were staircases at this place? Did I recall that correctly, or am I wrong?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I guess you decide to go up the staircase, and that's all I got right now.
Okay. So you decide to try and quell your surging fear, and you decide to go back up the royal staircase with your candle in hand for light. You get to the landing at the top, and suddenly you can hear shouting, but from a great distance, and you sort of can only hear it because of how it's already so quiet, right? So your ears are sort of primed like that. You have no idea where it's coming from. This shouting. This shouting turns into shouting and screaming. Oh my. But again, you can't tell where it's coming from. And there you are with your soul candle standing on the second floor landing, just above the royal staircase. And I think so. Then we could go ahead and take our break now, our first break. And so, Portia, when we come back, it'll be your turn. You can have a bit of time to brew on it or something. I actually need to get. I'll go ahead and kind of do it right and get a timer up. So, let me see here. That's good. Let me just.
While you're pulling that up, did anyone else listen to the prompt, the 10 slides, and like you were about to be quizzed on it, and you're like, okay, I turned right. There was 3 wicks candles on the candelabra, but I had a single one. Like I went, like I was like it was a riddle, and then I told myself to rein it back in. I think it's just like Pavlov's dogs. I'm on your channel, and I just can't stop myself.
Well, moving forward into the game, you can call on anything you like, that's already passed or that's part of the world building or whatever, or part of the banners or anything. Totally. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into our break then. Just a sec here. Woot. Okie dokie. It's the end of our first break. Just a sec here. I see that Heather popped out. See you, Heather. Bye-bye. Thank you. So, Portia, I do believe it's your turn.
It is. As you peel your ears to the screaming and yelling, you hear your name in a very frantic conversation. So, as you move away from the commotion and wonder why you're the topic of conversation, you go to head back up the staircase to where you came from, thinking this is weird. And you see, along the staircase, you see another oil painting, again of yourself, this time in different clothes. This is getting really weird. So I would like to go home now, but I'm locked in. So I'm going to go up the stairwell back to where I came and try to lock myself in my room.
Okay. So you do as such, and you think to yourself, man, I'm not really so sure about this whole writing retreat thing. I mean, are the words really worth it? I have no idea what's going to happen to me here, and I'm probably going to get, dismembered or something, but I do have 2,189 words so far, so. But you do go ahead and make your way all the way back to your room on the 4th floor of the castle. You kind of frightfully look in, but as the room is as small as it is, you can see that there's indeed no one inside. So you go in and you close the door and you lock it. And then you realize that your shutters covering your 2 windows may be lockable, but they're not all that sturdy. And anyone who really wanted could really just go ahead and bust in through, one of your 2 windows. So you actually go ahead and quietly open one of your windows. You open the shutters and you look out into the hallway that's there, that's dark. And just as always, this hallway is totally silent. And so you kind of just head back to the center of your room, leaving your 1 window opened, just so you can kind of be more aware and things like that and hear things better. But yeah. So chat, it would be your turn at this point. So chat, do put in your commands. We'll pick one at random and go with it. Let me just see here. Jabria says, I feel like the dagger needs to come back into play. That's good thinking. Jabria, we do have the dagger. we'll just wait a bit. Jabria, dagger engaged. I see the private chat still popping.
Like champagne bottles. This is my new goal, to get someone on stream to just like lose it. I love this game.
Okie dokie, let's see here. So, Jabria, you search your room, conveniently finding a sword under the bed. Okay. At least the forces that be are arming you. Okay, Jabria, thank you. I think I can work with this. So, yeah. You test this sword a little bit, and you find that it is indeed very sharp. It's at least razor sharp. You just kind of like knock it a little bit against a wooden edge, and it just easily notches it, notches into the wood. So you can tell that it's really, really sharp for sure. You wonder if you should stay in your room even for the remainder of the night, or if you should go out and see what's going on and stuff like that. You wonder, would I be safer inside my room or moving around it within the castle? You can't seem to decide. So, Natalie, that would mean it's your turn at this point.
Just to clarify, because my kids are going crazy, and I don't think they should come into this story similar to when you're half asleep and you got the TV on at the same time. I don't want that to happen. So, was there a sound outside the room? Or anything?
There
Like,
was
what happened
not.
outside the room? All right, it's locked, and you found the sword, and you found out it's sharp, because that's what we do. We test it with our own fingers and hope we don't bleed. What happened then? Other than the halting indecision?
Right. So there's actually nothing really going on right around your
Perfect
room.
then. All right. So you start to hear get closer and closer and louder to the point where it halts right in front of your door. And then you hear it at the loudest it's been, as one last bang reverberates the door and makes it shake. You hold the sword in your hands by the hilt and back up to the window, which is open enough now that you look over your shoulder, now feeling the wind against your back, or hair whipping, whatever. You feel the wind. And then the handle
but I
jiggles.
I might have to stop you just there, because
Of course you would.
the two windows only, because the room is like in the heart of the castle, right? So the two windows only lead or only look out to the adjacent hallway.
Why is he crying?
All right. So just thought you might want to.
I thought
Yeah.
there were windows that would. Fine, whatever. Your castle. I'm not the architect. All right. So your back is to the windows, to the other hall, and the handle jiggles.
Right. Okay. So
You're welcome for the sound effects.
Yeah. So you go ahead and make the call that you'd rather not be answering this door. So, with sword in hand, and also candle in other hand, you quickly jump out the opened window into the adjacent hall and start sort of quite making a run for it. You have never been in this hall before, such is the way the castle's designed. And you have no idea where you're going. But you pick a direction and you start going and going with your candle in your one hand and your sword in the other. And what might you come across? I don't know. But Grayson, it would be your turn at this point then.
So you hear the mission bell.
Am I missing something?
I'm sorry.
And then what, Grayson?
So you hear the mission bell and thought to yourself, could this be heaven or could this be hell? Your foot taps something and you look down and it's a key. And you bend down to pick it up.
Oh dear. Okay. So, okay, I'm just thinking like you've got your sword in your one hand, your candle in the other. Now there's a key. Okay.
There
there's
is abilities to pick things up or set the candle down, pick up the key or whatever. I'm just saying. I held 3 card keys in my hands, a mug of hot chocolate, my cell phone, and my wallet. You can figure out a way.
Okay. Duly noted. So with a little bit of
because you have mom powers.
No, that's just like straight up. If you've ever worn a pair of pants that doesn't have pockets, which is most girl pants, but let's face it, there's no gender when it comes to pants. You've learned that skill. Either that or you get a purse. And I've never been one to carry purses.
Oh no.
Nah.
So with a little bit of juggling, you manage to pick up this key that you found on the floor with your hand that's also holding your candle, and you manage also to not tip your candle or anything like that. So now you've got your key and your candle in your left and your sword in your right. But you don't see, any kind of door or anything you could use the key to unlock. In the meantime, you no longer hear the powerful thumping from the direction of your room. You wonder what you should do now. So yeah, that would make it your turn, Heather.
I apologize. Are we out of the room or are we still in the room?
We're so you know how the room has the 2 windows, but the 2 windows just look out to the adjacent hallway, right? Inside the castle.
Okay.
So we've jumped out of the window and run down the hallway. And we've kind of like, as we've been making quite haste, we've kind of like kicked a key on the ground. It made a sound. And we said, "What's this?" And we picked it up. And so that's where we are now.
Okay, so then you look up and you see a girl. And her mine's a little Tiffany twisted, right? She's got the Mercedes Benz. And then you see her with a lot of pretty boys that she calls friends. So you decide to join them as they dance.
Wait. As they dance?
As they dance, you join them, yes.
Okay, so there's one girl?
There's one girl, and she's
Okay.
dancing with a lot of pretty boys.
We don't judge
I
here,
see.
okay?
Okay. So you wonder, you do as such, and you wonder if you're giving these lovely folks the wrong vibes, holding your super sharp sword as it is. So you go ahead and decide to put your sword down by the wall. You put your candle and your key down as well. And you go ahead and join one of these boys in a dance. You think to yourself, after the dance, you think, well, this is indeed a night of dancing, it does seem like. And you also suddenly realize that the dance you just had was quite a lot of fun, despite the fact there was no music. I will sort of leave it at that then. And let Portia have her turn. Uh-oh. Okay. Are you...
Am I frozen? Am I here? Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay. As you're listening out for the music that they must have been dancing to, you hear the thundering of horse hooves. You just hear the unmistakable, like, horses are coming. And you know that this has to be a hallucination. You're like, dang, I really have to get out of here. And as you look over your shoulder, you see none of your dancing partners. None of them are still there. You just blinked and now they're gone.
Okay. So you pick up your sword and your candle and your key once more, and you decide to continue running along the hallway, just in relation to how it seems like the loud horse hoof sounds are coming from the direction of, your room. You get to a bend and you round it. And as you do so, you find yourself suddenly looking ahead to a chamber that looks a lot like the chamber that was a little ways off from the ballroom. There is a figure standing and leaning against the far wall. You can't tell who this might be, but the horse hooves are still behind you. They're still behind you, and so you decide to make your way all the way into this dark chamber with this figure at the other end. And suddenly, the horse hooves stop. You turn around, you don't see any horses. You don't see any horse hooves or anything like that. You don't see any horse riders, any chariots, nothing like that. But then the figure speaks to you from the other side of the room. So, what might this person be saying, etc.? Chat, do let us know. It's the chat's turn, so chat, do put your commands into the chat. I'm just reading the private chat. It's popping, I assure you. Okay. Okay. So Kristen says here, use the sword to pick up the key. Okay. So the key is in our hand, though, right? So we've got the candle and the key in the one hand and the sword in the other. So I'm not sure how to. Shall we go ahead and use this as a command here, folks?
And then you asked what he said, and then Kristen later says, "Give me back my key." So is that what the figure says?
Oh, then? Wait a minute.
So I think it's both.
So is this what the figure is sort of?
This is what the figure's doing. 2 lines later, Kristen types, "Give me back my key." That could be what the person's saying.
Okay. Okay. I think my apologies. So yeah, we'll totally go with this. Thank you, Kristen. So this figure who, so this figure pretty much shouts out to you in a rather unfriendly tone, let's say, "Give me back my key." And so you, this is a man's voice, and so you can now sort of confirm that this figure is at least a man. Is he the man from before? You never did hear. You realize you never did hear the man from before speak, so you're not too sure, but you're pretty sure that it's the same guy, right? Because you just have a feeling, right? So you realize that you do not really have any interest in keeping him an unhappy customer, and you don't even know what the key does. So you decide to go ahead and comply and give back this so-called key. So you do. So you move closer to him. He, curiously enough, doesn't move closer to you. So you have to make your way all the way to the far wall. As you get closer, you do indeed see that it is the man from before. You hold the key out to him, and he accepts it. Okay. So I think what we could probably do is maybe go for one more command and then maybe take our second break. How's that sound? That should just about keep us on track. Yeah, we've got about, we've got maybe about 25 more minutes, 30 more minutes or something to go. But yeah, maybe one more. So Natalie, it'd be your turn.
So you hand the key to him and he accepts it, but you don't let go. And you look him in the eye and say, well, I want to leave here. How do I get out? Before I give this key to you, you're going to promise to let me get out. And he says, you can check out anytime you would like, but you can never leave. And in shock, the key is pulled from your grasp because you've loosened your grip.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, he walks past you and passes through your shoulder like an apparition.
Oh my. Okay. So, as such, with the key surrendered or forfeited or whatever you want to call it, you decide you really have no interest in being in this quite large dark room. So you go ahead and backtrack back out the way you came. There's no man or ghost man anymore. There's nothing. You keep going back, still no horses or anything, no dancers. And you make your way all the way back to your room. You climb back in through the window. And you find that your door is still just as it is. It's not broken down or anything. And you think to yourself, imagine that. So I think that, oh, hi there. I think we can go ahead, and take our second 8-minute break at this point. Then, we can just about have our third stint at the game, Yeah. So let's do that. Let me just see here. Oops, that's not... Yay. Oops. Yay! So that's the end of our second 8-minute break of 2. Totally. So yeah, I believe it's your turn, Grayson.
So we're back in the room, right?
Yeah. So we're back in our room at this point. The door is like actually just locked and just as we've left it. You know,
Okay.
we've come back in through the one window that we've opened up.
Okay, so I think at this point you're kind of freaked out. So you sit on the bed, give yourself a good woo sigh, breathe deeply, and then you hear a very quiet voice saying, "Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down." And you're a little spooked.
So you indeed hear these words, and instinctively, of course, feel very frightened. They are coming from the door side and not the Windows one, right? But then you suddenly realize that this voice is very familiar. You suddenly drop your sword with joy, and you put down your candle and your we've given up the key, right? So you put your candle down on your dresser, and you immediately rush to the door and unlock it and open it. And there, indeed, is the one and only Grayson Wilde. So I believe that would make it your turn there, Heather. It's Grayson at the door. Come to check on you or something.
Grayson goes, "Where have you been? We've been looking all over the space for you. We were at this writing retreat, and all of a sudden you just walked away and disappeared after you had a couple of drinks of wine. Come on, everybody's outside. Let's go." And you follow him out the door.
So you do as such, trying to chat with Grayson on the way to figure out how in the world you've hallucinated so badly. But Grayson indeed takes you down through the castle again, to the royal staircase. Everything seems very much as it should be. The two of you go down the staircase and back around to the right, or heading to the west side of the staircase, back to the ballroom. And indeed, as Grayson's been trying to tell you this whole time, the ball is simply underway. The octet is playing a waltz at the moment. And everyone's having a wonderful time, apparently, very obviously. And so, feeling that he's kind of done his duty for now, but wanting to give you space and everything, Grayson kind of, says, "I'll catch you later," and kind of melds into the other the crowds of other author tubers. And you also find yourself at this point once again standing by the refreshments. you don't even remember what happened with your first lemonade, so you go ahead and grab a second, and you start to drink it. So I think it's your turn now, Portia. Portia, are you? Oh,
Wait,
okay.
yeah. Wasn't it Heather's turn?
No, Heather got us talking with Grayson and. Wait, what?
Portia, stop trying to skip your turn and give it back to me. Take your turn.
Okay. Okay. So as as I sip the lemonade, I'm thinking, could use a little more sugar, but not bad. Suddenly, I see a flashing strobe light. The people are still there, but there's a flashing effect right before my eyes. And I'm just like, oh, I really gotta get out of here. Did I try to leave before? I don't remember. I really gotta get out of here. So I go to look for the exit, and just then, the caterers are bringing in the rotisserie chickens for dinner.
So you do as such. You suddenly stop and try and decide whether you should run away out of the castle screaming, or if you should indeed partake in dinner first. You decide, well, there's no point running around a vast castle grounds on an empty stomach, so you decide to indeed partake in some chicken, right? Yeah, chicken. So, yeah. You go ahead and go up to the main dining hall. Ooh. The main dining hall on the second floor. You know, forwards of the of the royal staircase. Oh, and by the way, if I may say, Barrett's stream is next at stream number 6, and that'll be 10 o'clock Eastern, and that'll be in the main dining hall also. A quick plug, maybe we're kind of going there a little bit early, but you go ahead and follow the others into the dining hall. And the chicken indeed smells really good. You find yourself a spot next to Grayson, actually between Grayson and Heather. And you start enjoying your meal in the main dining hall, of course. So I believe it's Chat's turn at this point. Chat, yeah, so Chat, put in your commands, totally. The private chat is up to 25 messages that I haven't read yet. You guys. Oops, just a sec. Why don't we go ahead and So Jabria says, have we been on a trip this whole time? Actually, is this, I think, okay. So I think Jabria is kind of just asking.
No. She's asking. I don't think she's asking like the innocent trip. No, she's asking if we're on LSD via the internet. All right, we can't twist this nice, honey.
Okay,
We're
so
cracking
shall
up
we?
over here like we all smoked a pound of weed, okay? Which we didn't. Well, I didn't. I can only speak for myself.
Shall we go ahead and use this here as our next command then?
Oh, wait, are we about to do a switcheroo where it turns out it was all a dream the whole time? Because that's mean.
Let me just see here.
Michael, choose your next words carefully because you brought me into this. Don't get me stabbed, Michael.
I got you. No worries. Okay, so you wonder if you've been on a trip this whole time. You don't think that you have, actually. You really just think that it's just been a really, really crazy night. But the meal is indeed very delicious. And you get a chance to chat with Grayson and Heather in the meantime. As the three of you all really finish at the same time, you decide to head back down to the ballroom together with a couple others too. Actually, Portia and Natalie, if I may say. And so the five of you head back down to the ballroom, and once again you find that golly, there's nothing amiss really. Everything is again the way it should be. The lights are normal and everything like that. The door to the parallel hallway is closed. Everyone seems to be having a ball, quite literally. Yeah. And you find yourself standing, as luck would have it, beside the refreshment stand again. Okay, so I think what we can do is we can have just one last command. So Natalie, you've started us off. It looks like you can finish us. You've started us off. I think you can finish us off also. It's come full circle, right?
Okay.
Starting and ending with Natalie, I guess. Seems fitting. So this will be it, right? This will with this and then my response, that'll be the game. So
so you get the last word. Got it. So I can say whatever I want and you'll just change it.
No.
So, all right. Here is what will happen. So you swing by the refreshment table again, because why? It's been a hot spot all night. And that's when you realize that the signage in front of the drinks that you've been grabbing from the non-alcoholic side all night. So, feeling completely just empty and frustrated, you grab one of the bottles from the alcohol side, one of the wine bottles, we'll say a Merlot.
Wow, imagine what we could do now.
Yeah, we're about to do it. We are going to take that and go to our car and tilt that bottle upside down and not let it away from our lips until after it is empty, as Hotel California plays over our car radio.
Okay, okay. So you do as such. Okay, then. So you do as such. And by now, the sun has gone down completely. It's full night. It's actually quite a lovely night. But you start to indeed feel the effects of the drink, and
I mean, it does technically count as one drink.
You have lost track of your candle, and even somehow your knife that you've had tucked away. You do remember, though, that you put your sword on your bed in your room as you rush to the door to meet Grayson, right? But then you're about to pass out, and the very last thought that you have before you do so is that you still haven't written the last 134 words that for Nano that you've had to for the day. And then you pass out. The end. In your car, of course.
We did
With
not
the
promote
radio.
drinking and driving in this story, and no goblins, authors, or people of mysterious disguises were harmed in the making of this story. Please join us next time.
Of course. And I do have a banner I can pop on screen. Just a sec here, just to make it official. Bam. But yeah, we've done pretty good for time. Maybe we could do some outroductions even. What do you think? Natalie doesn't.
I've been sent on a scavenger hunt because of just so many things has sent me to I gotta find these now from the conversations we've had, and where this has gone. One of them I can still remember. By the way, I have had nothing but Powerade and water. I just want to say that tonight. To be clear, real life. So what are we doing?
Huh? Oh, outroductions.
Huh?
Outroductions?
Outros.
Yeah.
Okay. Natalie Locke, you can probably hear my kids in the background. Sorry if there's an echo because this headphone just died and now I got sound coming from the TV, which is why I'm looking up instead of at the camera. Natalie Locke Books is my website, and I post things on there good amount of time, and I'll be posting stories there soon. Spencer, let's bring it down 5 notches. All right. And I do Flash Fiction Live every Saturday, 8:30. Next Flash Fiction Live will be on my channel with my co-author, Chandra Arthur. That's a mouthful to author Arthur. Okay, back to this. And I'm tired. I do that every Saturday where we write live at Flash Fiction, and then we do exactly what you're not supposed to do, which is immediately share the first draft and critique each other live about it. And chat jumps in on the critique as well, giving us good developmental ideas, as well as going, hey, you know those words we stumbled over? Yeah, fix the typos. So that's me in a nutshell. And the background noise, that of course went down now as I bring it up, those are my 2 kids, and my husband's in the background too. So yeah, that's pretty much a good summary of my channel. Yeah, but yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
And what I was looking for, by the way, is from the movie Saved, where the bad girl character talks about how she stole a full-size turkey wearing nothing but Daisy Dukes and a tank top, because we were talking about stealing rotisserie chicken in private chat. And I just had to find that. And then there's another movies clip that I wanted to find, but I don't remember what it was, but it was along the same lines. So, yeah.
Okay.
This is my mind. It kind of flows between movie references and song references, because I also made so many references to music in private chat. Just call me Jukebox.
Hi guys, this is the old Razzle Dazzle, holder of 2 rotisserie chickens, fine china, and a handful of the audacity. Thank y'all for tonight.
I just noticed the names.
No. Thank y'all for letting me join you. I've had a blast. On to you, chicken grease.
Oh dear.
Thank you for that. I'm Heather. My channel's Craft Blend. Thank you so much for having me, Michael. This was a lot of fun.
Woot woot. Portia?
Hey, I'm Portia. Sorry for all my tech issues. I have had a blast. Thank
No
you so
worries.
much for having me, Michael. I hope that you will enjoy the channel again for this or anything else. And good luck to everybody on the rest of your write-a-thon.
Yeah, totally. Still a long way to go, for sure.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get kicked out for like Rick-rolling ourselves almost. Yet we've never Rick-rolled. We just did every other song. Well, or is that the ultimate Rick-roll because you're expecting the Rick-roll?
No, I did Rickroll. It was the voice from outside the door, which was apparently myself.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. And I'm Michael. This is my write-a-thon and everything. I hope you all have had a fun party stream and you've had a chance to, really relax and have some fun and everything. But yeah. Yeah. But I guess that's about it. There's just about 5 minutes to go before the next stream. But I've indeed got my lovely co-hosts, all their links in the description. So
Co-hosts who may or may not be welcomed back.
Everyone's totally welcome back for sure. Of course, you're my peeps, you know that. But yeah, let's go ahead and call it a party stream at that. Yeah. Thanks, bundles and bunches. Bye-bye.